Hello, it's the 31st here. How's it going? Today I'm going to be going over the top 10 Pokemon trainers from the Pokemon anime. This is entirely my opinion, so if you like characters that I didn't like and vice versa, don't be upset. I mean, you can be upset if you want, you can write in the comments, feel free to do whatever you want. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about the Pokemon trainers that I really liked from the anime. To me, what gets them on this list is the fact that they were really memorable and that they were characters that, like, I scrolled through a list of every single Pokemon trainer and they're the ones that I remembered, because a lot of them I was like, who the fuck is this guy? But these people really struck a chord with me and they are my favourite trainers. As you can probably tell, I have a bit of a cold, so don't let it bother you. Anyway, on with the show. Number 10 is Red. Red from the Pokemon Origins anime. I imagine a lot of you thought he'd be a lot higher up on this list, but because I preferred him in the games, like, I preferred the way he looked and acted in the games to the way he acted in the anime, he is going to be number 10. I really like the Pokemon Origins anime. I felt that sort of direction is something that they should take the full, like the mainstream anime into. But Red in this was very much this happy-go-lucky, always smiling character, and it was really nice to see a new version of Red, to see a different perspective on how, you know, he saw life and did things. But I think the original Red, the one that seemed to never smile even in his little trainer picture, the only trainer not to do that, he just seemed like way more of a badass. And the fact that I could put my own, like, I could choose how he was, made him a better character in my opinion, because he was what I wanted him to be. I think another thing you're going to notice is the distinct lack of Gen 5 characters. People from the Unova region, because I grew up watching the original series with Ash, Misty and Brock, and then I did watch Hoenn as a kid, and when I watched Hoenn, I really enjoyed it. I watched Sinnoh as well, and I sort of grew out of Pokemon at Gen 5. I played the games a bit, but the TV show I never watched, and mostly because Brock left and was replaced by some guy who I really liked the look of. But I started rewatching all the Pokemon anime a few years back. From, you know, Gen 1, Gen 2 was fine. I really enjoyed that. But even back Hoenn was so hard to watch. It became sort of so I don't know, childish almost, aimed really at, like, you know, young kids, and I couldn't deal with it. It was so shit, and it was so like this. It was the same plots and rehashes over and over again, and I really couldn't deal with it. However, I've been watching X and Y. X and Y is actually really good. It's gone back to the sort of feel that the first series had, and obviously the Pokemon Origins and the Pokemon Mega Evolution specials are really good as well. So the whole Pokemon anime at the moment is really, well, it's amazing, and I really think it's gone back to the way it did in Gen 1. But anyway, I got sidetracked. Cynthia is number 9. Cynthia is the Sinnoh Pokemon League champion. She is one of the most badass female characters in the entire show, and she is really memorable. You see her helping Ash fight Team Galactic back in, you know, the Diamond and Pearl adventures, and like I said a minute ago, I couldn't rewatch it, but I can still remember what she was like when I watched her when I was young, or younger, I guess, because it didn't come out that long ago. It was really good to watch her back then. Like, I don't know if I could watch her anymore. That's the main problem with her, in my opinion. Number 8 is Diantha, the current Kalos League champion, who is, in my opinion, probably one of the best Elite Four members of all time. I really like the way she's portrayed in the anime, the way she's this sort of superstar who, you know, seems like a really nice person as well. She's this amazing, beloved idol, but still is a really nice person to Ash and his friends, these people she's never met before. And the way she mega evolves with her Gardevoir is a really amazing thing to see, and it's helped a lot by the amazing animation in the show. But she is a really amazing character, and so far she hasn't actually done that much. Like, Cynthia has done a lot more, but that's because the X and Y anime has only just begun, and, well, the X, Y and Z anime has only just begun, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of her in the future. My number 7 is Lance, the third champion in a row. Yeah, the main focus on Lance is the fact that he is one of the most badass characters the show has ever produced. He is essentially the master of dragons, and the best dragon type trainer in my opinion. Especially in the Origins anime, you don't see him very much, but he looks incredibly badass. And in the other versions of the anime, like the Chronicles anime and just the mainstream anime, he is a really cool character. He fights all these, I remember back in, I think it was probably Johto, he fights a Gyarados with his Dragonite, and it is a really cool thing to see. And he's very different to a champion like Diantha. He is also a very famous idol almost for all these young trainers to wish to become. Number 6 is going to be a little bit controversial, I think. It is Mewtwo from the first Pokemon movie. But the 31st, I hear you cry.
Yes, the world's greatest Pokemon master is also the most powerful Pokemon on Earth. This is the ruler of New Island and soon the whole world, Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. A Pokemon can't be a Pokemon master! No way!
Quiet, human. From now on, I am the one who makes the rules. How's it talking?
It's psychic!
Oh, that's to answer your question as to why I think he is the best. But obviously, because of his controversial nature, I felt that I need to put him a bit lower down. That movie is amazing, and Mewtwo is so badass in it. Honestly, I don't know who's seen the Geneset movie, but I hate what they did with Mewtwo in that movie. It ruined this one. It ruined the very thing that Mewtwo was. So fuck you, Game Freak. Number 5 is Korrina. Korrina from the brand new X and Y anime is an amazing character, let's be honest. She is such a good character. She is one of the first trainers you see with a Mega Evolution, and the first gym leader you see with a Mega Evolution. And not only is she a fighting type trainer, which is one of my favorite types, but she also has this Mega Lucario that she sometimes can't control, and it goes rage mode. It goes fucking like Margin Lucario. It goes crazy, and it's so cool. And along with the brand new animation, when it fights Pikachu, it's so good. And watching her grow as a person and as a trainer, as she learns to control the Mega Lucario, it's just a good storyline, and it's well written and well thought out, and she's a really good character, likable and fun, and really strong. So number 4 is Paul. Paul, you might remember from the Sinnoh anime if you watched it. He was Ash's main rival in the show, and he was a really good character. A lot of people I found don't like him because of how sort of emotionless he was, and the fact he was sort of, I don't know, kind of angry all the time. But he was a really good trainer. He was really competent, and he outclassed Ash pretty much constantly, especially in the beginning. Towards the end, you know, Ash did the catching up, but that's just how the story goes. But Paul was a really good rival for Ash. One of the best in my opinion, because unlike a lot of the rivals now where they're all friends, they sort of hated each other like they did with Gary Oak. And like Gary Oak, he was a much better trainer than Ash. Ash, for some reason, who I hate, let's be honest, does this thing where at the beginning of almost every new series, he forgets everything he's learned and becomes really shit. This is to make the anime good for, you know, the newcomers who just arrive on the scene for the Pokemon anime, but for those of us who've been watching it a long time, it's fucking annoying and I hate it. And watching him start again, but facing Paul, was actually quite good, to be honest, because unlike Gary Oak, Paul was arrogant, but he wasn't rub it in your face arrogant douchebag. He was just sort of condescending because he was so much better. Gary Oak wasn't that much better, and like he was better at battling, and he was more successful than Ash was. But Paul, although he sort of thought of them a bit as tools, he was a really amazing trainer and outclassed Ash in a way that Gary never could. 3 is Alain. Alain from the new Mega Evolution specials and the new XYZ anime is a really good person. He's a really good trainer, and he is sort of the opposite of Ash entirely. You see him go around with just one single Pokemon, he's Mega Charizard, and watching them two fight, especially in the new animation quality, is amazing. He really wants to do good, but at the moment he's been misguided by Lysandre, and I really want to see how things turn out for him, especially when he battles Ash's new Ash Greninja, because I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, no spoilers, I haven't seen it yet. And he's a really good character to watch, especially in the Mega Evolution specials, because he is an amazing trainer when you think about it. When you look at him, he is the opposite of Ash. He only has one Pokemon, whereas Ash has tons and tons. He can Mega Evolve, Ash can't, and he sort of trains in a different way to Ash. He should be called Alain, let's be honest, but overall his character's really good. Number 2 is Ritchie. Those of you who remember Ritchie will immediately know why he's on this list. He's essentially some kind of like revised version of Ash. Everything Ash could have been, all of Ash's lost potential, was realised in Ritchie. They are very similar in terms of their personality and the Pokemon they use. Even, you know, they even have a Pikachu that doesn't stay in the Pokeball, but Ritchie's his better hair. And they both look after and care for their Pokemon in a very similar way. But he's a much better trainer in terms of how he battles and how successful he is than Ash, which is why he is Ash's greatest rival, because they're so much alike, but he's just out of Ash's league, and he beats him in numerous occasions, and just really solidifies his place in the Pokemon world. Not only does he get his own little arc in the main series, he also gets the Chronicles. He gets several episodes in that where he gets to go on his own adventures with him and his own Pikachu, Sparky. And also it's the best name of Pikachu ever. Just saying. And number 1, my favourite Pokemon trainer from the anime of all time is Sabrina. Now I know a lot of people have said that when they watched Sabrina as a kid, they were terrified by her and her crazy psychic powers and psychoness. But when I saw her for the first time when I was a little kid, I thought she was amazing. I've always loved like psychic powers, and when I saw what she could do, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And just when I watched her for the first time as a child, I just took it sort of on face value, and I didn't really know what was going on that much, and I just loved it for the fact that, you know, she was insanely cool. Not only did she use ghost type, she also had psychic powers and was just a cool character. And then when I got older and I actually found out sort of what was going on with her and all that sort of personalities and all that sort of stuff, you know, I understood the deeper meaning, or the deeper like reasons behind what she did, and I understood more complex, you know, theories behind her. And there are so many good theories about Sabrina as well, like stuff that probably isn't confirmed, but you know, people speculate to be true. And they are amazing. There's so much about this character. So many cool things. Not only is she this crazy powerful psychic master with crazy psychic abilities, but she's also a really enjoyable character to watch. And she really was like the main part of my childhood, pretty much, because I wanted to be like her. And there you have it, my top 10 favourite Pokemon trainers of the anime. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'm still looking for an outro, so in the meantime, train on, like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, tell me your opinions on this whole subject. Tell me people you think that I missed out, or that, you know, really struck a chord with you. And yeah, have a nice day, people.